will find that the wonderful worldwide educators uh, are sort of activists. Yeah, and that fits squarely with our endeavors to expose what is going on, to find creative means of stemming the demise and the decay all around us, and to make the world at least a better place to live in terms of getting good water, pure food, and all the like. So, Duane, I want to ask you, before you ever came on the scene, people have been doing this sort of activism. You have brands like Mike Adams. You have this guy of Texas. What's his name again? Alex Jones, and many others who are very vocal, and they are exposing the government for all the behind the scenes dealings that they are doing, deals that they are doing, and then they are exposing all the corporations, the pharmaceutical industry, and just about everything that is not going on well. Yeah, then I want to know, where does life place this kind of people who fall in who are doing exactly what you advocate. They are looking at humanity. They are looking to make the world a better place, and they are sacrificing for the whole of life. So where do we place this kind of people? And they don't know anything about the new presentation, and they are doing all this, and I think they are doing really fine, really fine. So where does life place this kind of people who are sacrificing their time and their energies and all what they have, in fact, putting their lives on the line, you know, to expose all this and to try to make the world a better place. I think their actions are in line with what the wonderful worldwide educators are doing, trying to serve the whole of life rather than just being concerned with some spiritual or religious stuff. So where does life place them, Duane?
Well, it's not really that life places anyone anywhere, Charles. We make the choice. Things become what they do according to our choices. And so, yes, there's help and guidance. But at the same time, you have to look at what the people are deciding. So you will take Alex Jones as an example. And, when he's calm and talking calm, let's say, and I like Alex, he's interesting, but he plays both sides too. That's kind of funny too. Or, David Icke and others, they're exposing certain things. But in the same instant, what they're trying to get across and supposedly be resolved, okay? Because it's really a problem situation that's to supposedly be resolved in some way. I'm not doing that. That's not the idea of what's being presented. Again, it's the new presentation is a presentation. We're presenting possibilities because people make the choices. And if you listen to Alex and others, you'll see that many times it's like, well, we have to do this, and we got to get together to do this, and we, et cetera. And we've got to, petition the government and do these things. In other words, looking for a resolve in a one-dimensional area. And it would seem that, oh, yes, these people, like Billy Graham and others, oh, they're for humanity and the whole of life. But really, are they? And even if they are sincere, okay, what is the end result of all that? What, that the world becomes a better place, supposedly? And because of all that this is going on, all these do-gooders here on the earth, look at all of them, and all the people that pray, and all the people that have nice, happy thoughts and whatever, and these people that are trying to do something, supposedly, for the world and the environment. Is it getting better? Let's bring them all together. Is it getting better? It's getting worse. Continually gets worse because people don't see what they're really agreeing to. And so, yes, it looks like we're doing the same thing, but we're actually not. Because, see, our whole purpose is to become involved. We're activists. We're actively becoming involved with what is taking place here because we see that, yes, people need assistance, so we're here to assist. But the whole idea with us is showing people how to become more aware so they can make better choices instead of unconsciously agreeing to the demise of the planet, which they don't see. And so when you look at all the do-gooders of the world, have they recognized that position to work from? No, they haven't. They work from a personal view, thinking that, well, if I do this, like Mother Teresa, I'm a good person, I'm going to save people. Are you? Save them into where? In other words, you're their slave, and they're your slave. And so this is not what the real guides do. They provide something that makes sense to where the individual becomes self-sufficient, not just resolving a problem to where they're still restricted. You see, Charles? So it appears that we're doing the same thing. It appears like some of the things that I'm saying are the same, but actually the intent and the focus is not there. But because I have to use the same words, the, this, that's, whatever, I have to use the same words that connect the words. And this is where I make up new words as references because they reference the real universes where these other people, they don't. That's why I've created the idea of the real cure for all. That's your real awareness. They're not pointed at the individual's real awareness and becoming more aware and self-sufficient. They're pointed at resolving things in creation that continue the restrictions. But it kind of looks good. It's like, oh, I prayed to God, and all of a sudden the next morning my car started. You see, so God started my car. So, hey, my life's complete now. Is that it? So you got your car started, and that's all there is to it. And, you can tell that story for, 100 years? And, God started my car, etc. Is that it? Does that get you? Does that get you to recognize more than just your personal self, you see? So, yeah, it looks like we're doing the same thing, but we're really considerately complying with what the world is deciding. And it's not that life places us anywhere. The isness life is. This is the best part. Now you have the knowledge about the isness instead of just creation and restrictions. All creation, no matter how you figure it out, is restriction. The real universe is your real awareness where there is no restriction, but it must be recognized. So now you have the knowledge to do that and decide to make better choices. So as you become more aware, you can do better while you're in creation, you see? And so that's the whole idea, but we're not here to fix the place. We're not here to save the world. We can't do that. Because each person on the planet, let's say there's 8 billion people, each person has the right to decide their life. We're not interfering with their life. We're simply making proposals and saying that, hey, we have, something to share that might possibly help you along here to recognizing how to become self-sufficient instead of more restricted, unaware, and contributing to the demise of the planet, which most people do not see. There's a big, huge, unconscious choker chain on this planet and everything involved here, and people do not see it. That's why all this goody-goody stuff that seems goody in the world, and all the praying, the worshiping, and the happy thoughts seems to be so, but it's really most of it, almost 9/10 or 99% is agreeing with what the reptilians want, because they have marketed people a particular way to where things look good, but it's not that good. You watch the Snickers and the Coca-Cola commercials. Boy, Coke looks great, doesn't it? It's the real thing. Okay, well, what do you eventually end up with? Diabetes and other problems, rotten teeth, etc. It looks good, it's marketed to be good, and so people buy the marketing instead of discovering what's really going on. So yes, these things sound good, but we're just playing along because we care. I really care. Otherwise, you look at the corporation as an example. They don't care. They're not concerned about the natural environment and the poisoning and the chemtrails and the Wi-Fi, etc. They don't care. They're just thinking that, oh, Harry's going to take us to the heavenly world, so we don't need to care about the earth. Let all those people suffer or whatever. Oh, it's their karma. I never say that. I never say when I see somebody that's handicapped or whatever, I don't say, well, that's your karma. You got to work through it. I show them something real that makes sense, that, hey, you can get through this. You have an imagination. Let's say you see a person in a wheelchair. I really have a compassion for people that have gone through the struggle of life and it ended up like that. So I'm more than willing to share that, hey, you can imagine better, and that it's about your real awareness. It's not just about your physical vehicle. So even though you're in that wheelchair, that should motivate you to see more, and that you'll be okay. You see, we have the real cure. The others don't. And that is that for the most part, oh, well, God will bless you and all this stuff like that. And, we'll get you a better wheelchair. And, you do those things, of course. But we're showing people how to wake up to their real awareness. But we have to start somewhere. So we're starting with the world as it is and working along those lines. Again, just like what we've created here for Eric and whatever, to relate to you and the Africans. So you have a platform to work from, so that eventually they have the opportunity and they have the choice to see what we're doing and take the risk to step up and really, get on their own journey to real freedom, more so than any of the restrictions here. Because, so many things are marketed. It looks good, doesn't it? You see it in the news, you see this, and, oh, they're discovering new ways to do this and that. Is it really so? Is it, or does it just look good, etc.? So we're, every day we're more involved in everything because we care. And most of the people that are out there doing things, do they really care? Or is it that they really want to control others and they're bought off by the cabal that rules this world? And it's just made to look good. Billy Graham, I used to listen to him when I was young. He was very, he had that voice and that mannerism, etc. Well, he was bought off by the cabal. He was paid to do all that, to subdue people, to get them into religion, etc. Most of these people are, the Dalai Lama, etc. They're all bought off. Yeah, just like Harry, up there on stage. They're all bought off. They're all part of the cabal to keep people one-dimensional. So, yeah, it's a real challenge to see through all this. But again, we really care. That's why I'm taking part. And I've created all of this. I wear myself out. I wear Ava out. And the kids here, too. We're doing so many things. I'm amazed that Kelsey can keep track of all this. We have so many websites and whatever, just trying to touch everybody in the world, because it's there's a timer and there's only so much time, and it's a horse race. We're trying to do certain things, and at the same time, the world here is very adamant on self-destruct, and it doesn't see it. It does not see it. And all the sound good marketing ploy in the world is not going to do it. And you got 5G here. That's a bigger start. And this has been going on a long time. And so when they go to 5 and 6, I don't think people are going to be able to walk around the streets after a while. We'll see what happens, but they're not stopping because it's about depopulation. They've got their plans to go underground, just like Mars. Everybody lives underground, etc. And we've referred to the Orions and what have you. Well, the planet they're on is way worse than the Earth. Some of them are coming here, etc., because they want to get off their planet. It's way worse. It's not like what people think. And so it's really taking a look at things because, yes, now it is, or you go into future lifetimes. So again, each person will be shown when they're sincere. The real guides will show you on the real side, but you decide your experiences. So again, Charles, what is being done here? This is my whole life. This is all I do every day. This is what I've done basically my whole life while I'm here because I see it. And that is that we really do care. It's a real care to where we're providing something real to where the individual can become self-sufficient. Do all these other things do that? Or do they have to look to gods and authorities and rules and regulations? That's really what it's about. We've got their ideas is that we've got a better sounding law and restriction for you. You're going to really like this one. See? So, yeah, I would say we're way beyond all of that.